of course, for me, this is a second session. So thanks to organizers for giving me this opportunity. In the first session, we have talked about basically in the first class, I had discussed some of the applications of 3D printing, and this session is going to be a bit specific, but at the same time, I have tried to keep it general. क्योंकि जरूरी नहीं है कि हर एक को everyone wants to make a 3D printer. तो यहाँ we are trying to have some kind of an overview that when we talk about 3D printer, so what are its essential components या क्या design philosophy क्या है, क्या होना चाहिए, किस तरह से हम start कर सकते हैं, और maybe some of the things we are already doing. So the idea is at a concept stage. So I'm not saying कि ठीक है ये 2 घंटे की क्लास है, इसमें ये स्टेप बाय स्टेप प्रोसेस है, अब इसको आप फॉलो करके अपना 3D प्रिंटर बना लीजिए. This is going to be more of a kind of a overview in terms of कि अगर 3D प्रिंटर हमें खुद से means if we want to get started in this journey, तो सबसे पहले तो ये है कि this is something really very doable. Means that's why I think this session is also planned where we are talking about design and development of low cost 3D printers, because this is something इसमें कहीं भी कोई ऐसा रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है. आप बड़े आराम से और बहुत कम बजट में 10-15 हजार में ही मीन्स विद इन अ बजट ऑफ 10 to 15,000 यू कैन गेट अ मीन्स मेक अ 3D प्रिंटर. सो ऑफ कोर्स इट इज नॉट वेरी सिंपल एज इट अपीयर्स. तो ऐसा भी नहीं है कि बस किट हमने मंगाई और उसमें स्क्रूज कुछ लगा दिए और फिर खाली बस स्क्रूज उसको फिट करना है, तो उस तरह का भी नहीं है. सो देयर आर सम basic concepts that need to be understood before we are talking about development of a 3D printer. So, sir, slide has changed. Sir, slide change. The slide has changed. I moved to next slide क्योंकि full screen में there was some issue earlier. Or if any participant can communicate.
Yes, sir, slide is changed. We are able
Building of low cost 3D printer.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Because last time what happened was when we were going to full screen mode, so there were some issues. So that's why I wanted to confirm that this time that problem is not happening. So and in case ऐसा कभी होता है कि there is some mismatch with what I'm speaking and you are seeing some other slide, let me know. So moving to the next slide, here we are saying like when we want to build this low cost 3D printer, which we also call as entry level 3D printers. So there are of course two ways in which I can do this. एक तो ये है कि मैं किट मंगा लूं और उस किट को असेंबल करूं, और दूसरा ये है कि मैं कोई किट नहीं मंगा रहा हूं, so I start complete from the scratch. So that means each and every part I am going myself. We understand कि दो तरीके हैं. एक तो ये है कि आप किट मंगा लीजिए, आजकल किट आराम से मार्केट में अवेलेबल है, और मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ कि किट की जो असेंबली है, सो इट्स नॉट वेरी सिंपल. कि ऐसा नहीं है कि जैसे आप जो मॉड्यूलर फर्नीचर लेके आते हैं एंड देन यू जस्ट हैव टू पुट इन सम स्क्रूज, look at the connections and then it starts working. It needs some calibration and some level of understanding is required. So mostly in this session we are going to talk about कि जो kit अगर आप एक ऑर्डर कर रहे हैं तो उसके कौन कौन से कंपोनेंट्स हैं और किन चीजों को ध्यान रखना है, and how do you go about it. So बिफोर दैट चाहे अगर आप उसको खुद से बना रहे हैं, वेदर इट इज अ बिल्ड और असेंबल, मींस वेदर यू आर मेकिंग इट योरसेल्फ, दैट मींस आप कोई किट नहीं ऑर्डर कर रहे, यू आर मेकिंग ईच कंपोनेंट और यू आर ऑर्डरिंग ईच ऑफ द कंपोनेंट योरसेल्फ इंडिविजुअली. So in both the cases these are some of the basic thing that you need to know. तो एक तो जब whenever we are talking about any this 3D printing machine, so there are some things that we need to know about it. तो सबसे पहले इसमें ये आता है कि जो प्रिंटर का साइज क्या होगा और व्हाट वुड बी द साइज ऑफ द 1 second. So first thing, that whether we are going for a build or buy or make decision, so first thing that we have to be certain about is कि मुझे प्रिंटर का जो बेड साइज है वो क्या चाहिए. तो फर्स्ट important parameter जो है which helps you in taking a decision before you are either buying a print means buying a kit for a 3D printer or you start yourself. तो आपको ये देखना है कि बेड साइज क्या है. अब बेड साइज में इसका मतलब ये होता है, तो लेट मी शो यू सम इमेज हियर. सो दिस इज एक्चुअली द बेड साइज, राइट. तो ये जो प्रिंटर any printer if you see, so the first thing that we are talking about is that what would be the size of the bed. And now what is this bed? So bed is actually where the part would be or the component would be created or the part would be made. And so एक तो बेड साइज हो गया, दूसरा बिल्ड वॉल्यूम हो गया. तो बिल्ड वॉल्यूम ये है कि बिकॉज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इन 3 डायमेंशंस, तो बेड में क्या है कि जो x और y है और जो उसकी जो हाइट होगी पार्ट की, सो दैट इज डिसाइडेड बाय द बिल्ड वॉल्यूम. सो essentially there are when we are talking about the any kind of printer, so first and foremost thing is that what would be the size of the printer, which would be decided by the size of the bed of that printer. And in fact all the cost that are there would be related to the size of the bed, क्योंकि जनरल जो बेड साइज होता है, सो दिस इज मींस फॉर अ स्मॉल और अ लो कॉस्ट प्रिंटर इट इज 8 इंचेस बाय 8 इंचेस बाय 12 इंचेस. तो एक्स वाई में 8 इंच और 8 इंच एंड जेड में 12 इंचेस. सो दिस इज अ नॉर्मल मींस फॉर अ स्टार्टिंग और एंट्री लेवल प्रिंटर, और फॉर अ लो कॉस्ट प्रिंटर दिस इज अ बेड साइज दैट इज 8 इंच बाय 8 इंच बाय 12 इंच. नाउ जितना आप बेड साइज बढ़ाते जाएंगे, so it is something like this bed size is determining that what would be your design or means what would be the working of this printer, or means all the other components, everything would be decided based on this. So first parameter that you need to fix for a printer is the printer size. और printer size कहाँ से निकलेगा? It would be decided from the size of the bed, right? बेड साइज के बाद हम डिसाइड करते हैं कि फ्रेम उसमें किस तरह का चाहिए. विल लुक एट व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ फ्रेम दैट आर अवेलेबल. क्योंकि छोटा बेड साइज है तो अकॉर्डिंगली फ्रेम उसके लिए मींस if we look at the frames here in the, so this was actually the frames. So basically जितना आप बेड का साइज बड़ा करते जाएंगे, so what this printer is doing is it involves some movement. So there are some motors that are mounted, and there are stepper motors, and there is a head that is moving. So natural, and the part is being made on this platform. तो अब जैसे जैसे आप साइज इसका बड़ा करते जाएंगे तो क्या होगा कि जो इसके जो मोटर्स हैं और जो टॉर्क जो चाहिए मोटर्स के लिए, सो दिस बिकम्स लार्ज एंड अकॉर्डिंगली यू नीड मोर स्टेबल और अ रिजिड फ्रेम. तो फ्रेम, तो जब आपने बेड साइज डिसाइड कर दिया, उसके बाद नेक्स्ट आता है कि एक्सोस्केलेटन मींस जो इसका स्ट्रक्चर होगा वो किस तरह का होगा. तो अगर बहुत छोटा प्रिंटर है 8 इंच बाय 8 इंच बाय 12 इंचेस या उससे भी अगर छोटा है, तो इस तरह का फ्रेम कैन बी ओके और सफिशिएंट. बट जैसे ही आप साइज बड़े साइज की बात करते हैं, मींस बिगर साइज ऑफ पार्ट और बिगर पार्ट वॉल्यूम और बिल्ड वॉल्यूम, so you will need to have a more rigid frame. तो we talked about bed size. फिर bed size के बाद दूसरी चीज आएगी कि जो फ्रेम जो है उस प्रिंटर का, तो फ्रेम ये आप जैसे like you can see another frame here. So this is a laser cutting or done by a laser cutting, or and then laser engraving over here. So you can use different method, or it could be die casting, means frame made by die casting. So क्योंकि अगर ये छोटा पार्ट है तो this like this kind of a laser and laser cut frame can also work like this, or a plastic frame can also work. But when the size becomes large, or the part size or the bed size becomes large, so you can see that this head is mounted over here, extruder. So there would be a lot of vibrations, and then light frame would not work. Then you will have to go for a more stronger frame. So what we are saying is that things are connected together. तो आपने जैसे ही साइज को चेंज किया तो आपका बेड साइज, बिल्ड वॉल्यूम, और उसके बाद जो फ्रेम किस तरह का प्रिंटर के लिए चाहिए, सो एवरीथिंग विल बी डिसाइडेड बाय दैट. Now next important thing is, so of course I'll have some demonstrations later on. Right now we are at a very basic stage. तो हमने ये बोला पहली चीज जो होती है कि अगर आपको कोई 3D प्रिंटर बनाना है या असेंबल करना है तो आप ये डिसाइड करोगे कि मेरे को जो पार्ट बेड का साइज क्या चाहिए, राइट? एंड द नेक्स्ट थिंग इज टाइप ऑफ प्रिंटर. तो 3D प्रिंटर में दो चीजें, एक तो पार्ट का साइज क्या होगा, और दूसरा ये है कि जो मूवमेंट जो होगी, बिकॉज बेसिकली what is happening in a 3D printer is that the tool head is moving, and it is since we are talking about a fuse deposition modeling or FDM technique here only, which I am assuming that you are familiar with, that what is a FDM or a fuse deposition modeling printer. So हम यहाँ पर खाली FDM के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं और किसी दूसरे प्रिंटर की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. सो ये जो लो कॉस्ट प्रिंटर हैं, एंट्री लेवल प्रिंटर हैं, सो द टेक्नोलॉजी ऑन विच दे वर्क इज FDM, राइट? तो फ्यूज डिपोजिशन मॉडलिंग की जब हम बात कर रहे हैं तो फिर नेक्स्ट चीज हम बोल रहे हैं कि जो प्रिंटर का टाइप क्या है. तो टाइप का इसमें मतलब ये है कि जब मैंने साइज एक फिक्स कर दिया, उसके बाद मैं दूसरी चीज की जो बात करता हूँ, दैट इज अबाउट द मूवमेंट ऑफ द प्रिंटर, मींस मूवमेंट ऑफ द हेड. अब इसमें दो तरह की मूवमेंट है, एक तो टूल हेड की मूवमेंट है और दूसरा एक जो प्लेटफॉर्म है या बिल्ड प्लेटफॉर्म, मतलब जहां पर पार्ट बन रहा है. सो देयर इज अ मूवमेंट ऑफ द बिल्ड प्लेटफॉर्म एंड देयर इज अ मूवमेंट ऑफ द टूल हेड. Now it's not necessary कि build platform की movement भी हो. So in some printers it is quite possible that there is no movement of the build platform, or the platform remains stationary, only the tool head is moving. So we'll look at this in more details in the just subsequent slides. तो दिस इज समथिंग इम्पॉर्टेंट हेयर. तो इसमें जब टाइप्स की हम बात कर रहे हैं तो जैसे आई अंडरस्टैंड यू ऑल आर इंजीनियरिंग आइदर फ्रैटर्निटी और स्टूडेंट्स और मे बी पीपल वर्किंग इन इंडस्ट्री. तो जैसे हम कोऑर्डिनेट सिस्टम्स की बात करते हैं अपने थ्योरी कोर्सेज में, तो हम बोलते हैं कि कार्टेशियन कोऑर्डिनेट है या पोलर कोऑर्डिनेट है. तो इसी तरह से 3D प्रिंटर के लिए भी कार्टेशियन कोऑर्डिनेट्स, जिसको गैंट्री सिस्टम भी कहा जाता है, सो आइदर यू हैव अ गैंट्री सिस्टम या फिर दूसरा होता है वी हैव अ सिलेंड्रिकल और द पोलर कोऑर्डिनेट्स. So means these are the two kinds of coordinates systems that we use for the 3D printers. So I'll talk about that how do we decide these axes x, y, z कि x में किसका मूवमेंट होगा, y में किसका मूवमेंट होगा, z में. तो एक तो ये हो गया x, y, z एक्सेस वाला सिस्टम, और दूसरा हो गया रेडियस और थीटा, मींस रोटेशन के टर्म्स में सिलेंड्रिकल कोऑर्डिनेट्स जो हम कह रहे हैं. So same thing works for the 3D printer also. Where we talk about different kinds of movement of the tool head, right? So the tool head can move along XYZ axis, or it could be some different movement. Then third thing is कि nozzle जो है, basically in a 3D printer what you are doing is you are extruding the material and which is being deposited on a platform. तो जो मटेरियल का जो एक्सट्रूजन का जो रेट है, सो दैट वुड बी डिसाइडेड थ्रू द नोजल. सो जनरली वी आर सेइंग द स्टैंडर्ड नोजल साइज जो है, सो दिस इज 0.4 mm, but we can buy a nozzle which can have a much fine small diameter and even a bigger diameter. So this would depend on what is the material that you are extruding. So ये nozzle size, how do you decide this nozzle size? That would be based on, because now you understand that different materials can be 3D printed. तो पहले हम generally बात करते थे like with ABS material. Now we are talking about maybe TPU or even ceramic printing is also there. So for some material, I may need a nozzle which is much bigger in diameter, and for some I may need a nozzle which is much finer in diameter. So ideal size is 0.4 mm, and a fine nozzle would be 0.1 mm and a coarse nozzle would be 1 mm. So you have heard of like 3D printer making for used in a construction purpose or constructing a house with a 3D printer. So there you need a nozzle which is having much larger diameter. Then you have looked at 3D printers with some flexible elements and with other materials. So there I may use much finer nozzle. तो दिस इज अगेन अनदर थिंग दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट कि आपको नोजल किस तरह की रखनी है, क्योंकि ये 0.1 mm की जब आप नोजल की बात करते हैं तो अगेन द होल डिजाइन इज बेस्ड ऑन दिस, वेदर यू आर यूजिंग अ नोजल ऑफ 0.1 और 0.4 और 1 mm मींस. So again, this is one of the very important and the crucial parameters for a 3D printer. Moving next, these printers, so when we are saying that the material is deposited, so either it could be through one nozzle or it could be two nozzles or multiple nozzles. So that means what we are saying is number of extruders. So for a small or a low cost 3D printer, we generally use one extruder. एक extruder का मतलब यहाँ पर यह है कि when you have to make a part, so essentially you are just laying one kind of material, which is the build material. You do not have provision of providing the support material. Where you have dual extruder, so there one nozzle is actually, or one extruder is used for the main or the build material and other is used for the support material. Now, why we need a support material and why we need a this is something like, I was just looking at if there is some slide to explain that. Okay, never mind. So support is actually used when there is a overhang. Overhang का मतलब ये होता है, suppose let me just, so if you are making a part something like this, so basically there is no extension, means you are simply putting one layer on top of another layer. Now imagine that you have a part like this, right? So when you start making this part, so when you are moving at when you are at this level, so there is no problem क्योंकि इस layer के नीचे दूसरी layer है. So it is just you are keeping one layer on top of other. So means you are just placing layer one on top of other, and you can, so let's make it like this. So if the part is something like this, so then there is no issue, means you are simply adding material on top of another material. However, if the part is something like this, तो इस केस में क्या प्रॉब्लम आएगी, मींस व्हेन यू कीप ऑन बिल्डिंग, जब आप यहां तक अब इस पॉइंट पे पहुंचे, मींस यू हैव टू मेक समथिंग लाइक दिस. So what happens? There is no material below this. So this is called as a overhang feature. I hope you can see this because in my camera. So what happens below this? It is just air. There is no material over this. तो अगर एक single nozzle है, means single extruder है, तो you do not have a provision to lay some other material. But if you have dual extruder, so what you would do is you will build the support material. That means you will provide some kind of a base over here, and eventually you will take off that material. So support is actually used. Support material में हम क्या करते हैं, अलग extruder क्यों चाहिए? Because since this total thing is to be taken off, क्योंकि ये जरूरी नहीं है, ये खाली इसलिए हमने रखा था क्योंकि एक support चाहिए थी. अब आप इसको ये बोलेंगे कि ठीक है, अगर मेरे को सिंगल एक्सट्रूडर वाला ही प्रिंटर से करना है, तो इसको मैं अगर इस कॉन्फ़िगरेशन में बना लेता हूँ, so again means then my problem is solved. So there are different ways to means avoid this overhang. तो अगर मैं इसको इस कॉन्फ़िगरेशन में इस पार्ट को बनाता हूँ, I'll need a support. But if I make this part in this configuration, then the support is no longer required here, right? क्योंकि अब यहाँ से means when it starts, so it starts from here, so there is no, and the remaining component or the part is actually one over other. So this is what you understand using a support or without support. तो अगर इस कॉन्फ़िगरेशन में इस तरह से कुछ चाहिए, सपोज ये जो अटैचमेंट था ये बीच में होता, तो इन दैट केस आई इवेंचुअली हैव टू गो फॉर सपोर्ट, क्योंकि यहाँ पर ये टॉप में था, तो मैंने कहा कि लाइक व्हाई नॉट आई मेक इट इन दिस ओरिएंटेशन. So or even if I'm making it in this orientation, so still I need a support. अगर ऐसे है, no support is required, but if it is something like this, I again need a support. So that's why we are saying whether we need a single extruder or a dual extruder. Moving forward, we said that जो printer access जो है, this is something very important. तो जो type of printer आपका जो depend means जो होगा, so this is decided by what are the axes that you are looking at. तो ये तीन तरह के एक्सेस मींस, एक तो ये कार्टेशियन कोऑर्डिनेट सिस्टम है जिसमें लाइक दिस इज योर एक्स एक्सिस, वाई एक्सिस एंड जेड एक्सिस. दूसरा सिस्टम हम ये बोल रहे हैं जिसमें कि ये y और z है एंड x इज काइंड ऑफ रोटरी और दिस इज रोटेटिंग हियर. एंड तीसरा सिस्टम है वेयर वी हैव लाइक this is your x axis, this is y axis and this is z axis. So these are three different printer and actually these are the three different configuration. Now from engineering point of view, so this should means give you some curiosity, and also this is what we need to understand conceptually कि हम कोऑर्डिनेट सिस्टम्स वैसे भी पढ़ते हैं, तो हमने पढ़ा है कि ये कार्टेशियन कोऑर्डिनेट सिस्टम है या पोलर कोऑर्डिनेट सिस्टम, या एक तीसरा जिसको डेल्टा कोऑर्डिनेट सिस्टम हम बोलते हैं, डेल्टा प्रिंटर्स जो हैं. तो तीनों में definitely there have to be some differences in these three kinds of printer. So we will look at what are the differences between these three printers और ये हैं क्या. So first let us look at the Cartesian coordinate system. I'll play this video. One second, sorry. So one movement that you can see is along this. You can see this. And then there is a third movement. So this is like except. So this is the build platform is agile. So basically you have XY movement of the tool head and the Z movement of the lead screw for the build platform. So it's simple enough. Or is so this kind of system is called as a Cartesian system or also called as a gantry system, right? तो ये वाला जो है, this system is called as the Cartesian or the gantry, where you have XY movement of the tool head and you have Z movement of the work platform or the build platform. So let's look at another configuration here. So just see here, unlike the previous case, in this case, you have like all three x, y, z. So now your x, y, z are different. So it is not just the Cartesian coordinates that you were using. So this is like maybe x, y, and z axis, and there is movement only of the of your tool head. There is no movement of the build platform. So we have looked at two configurations. First configuration, there was a movement of both tool head and the build platform. Tool head was moving in x and y, and build platform was moving in z. Whereas in this case, you have x, y, and z movements all are for the tool head. So of course, this is for you to think कि जो कार्टेशियन है और फिर ये वाला जो है जिसमें कि वी हैव बोथ ऑल द थ्री मूवमेंट्स फॉर द टूल हेड ओनली. So which one is better? So as we understand, जो कार्टेशियन है गैंट्री सिस्टम है, कोऑर्डिनेट सिस्टम, so naturally it provides more rigidity. So it would give more stability to the complete platform. So whereas for this kind of a system, delta system, you do not have that kind of strength and the stability. But of course, it would have some other advantages. And advantages are in terms of if we go into more details, that is what you need to explore. तो सबसे पहले तो यही है कि जब हम बात करते हैं लो कॉस्ट 3D प्रिंटर की, और सपोज यू एट योर इंस्टीट्यूट लेवल यू टेक अ प्रोजेक्ट. So first thing is, because when we are talking about 3D printers, we are looking at that what is the movement. Now movement, we said either it could be a Cartesian system or it could be a delta system, something like this. So you see here it is just connected by some springs over there. So you have springs attached at all the three. And there is a movement that you can see along all the three spindles over there. And the platform is stationary. Let's look at the third one here. So basically in this you have seen that the build platform, so basically this is again a rotary, means this is what we were saying as the polar coordinates. So where you have actually the rotation. So this is what, so you had looked at a Cartesian, that is in movements along x, y, and z. Then we talked about a delta where you had x, y, z in different orientations, and this is the polar, because here it is actually a rotating system, or the workbench itself is, or the build platform is rotating, and then your x, y is being controlled in the tool head. Then this is the fourth one, which is called as SCARA or selective. So this is more like a, generally we use this term SCARA for the robotic arm. So this printer, so let us look at the movement for this SCARA. I hope it shows the complete. Okay, now it's come. So you look at the again this design or the advantage of this design. So here there is actually we are not using any frame. So this is the beauty of this particular printer. here we are not using any frame. तो यहाँ आप देख रहे हैं this is kind of a frameless printer. Only thing is why it is called as SCARA. So SCARA is actually a industrial manipulator. तो उसमें क्या होता है, you have means all the movements for the tool head. So you have this XY movement for the tool head and also the Z movement. So again this build platform is again fixed here. So but again so when you are providing these movements here without any frame, so it has to be rigid enough, so that means if it is not able to have a leveled surface, or means if the deposition is not in a plane or in a same level, then also it causes different problems. All right. So you have seen the first concept here, that when we talk about 3D printers, so essentially we are looking at that what is the kind of movement that we want for that 3D printer, and we have seen different kinds of movements. So now the complete design would be based on what kind of movement you are looking. तो अगर जैसे इसमें स्कारा में हमने जब बात की तो it was almost like a frameless printer. Here you had different kinds of movement. And when you are designing this kind of printer with the polar coordinates, so you are giving a rotary motion to your build platform and XY movement for the this. Then this is a delta printer where again you have like movement along these three axes and something like this. And this is here, if you look at the tool head, it is simply attached through using some springs. Right, and this is of course the Cartesian or the most common type. So now I believe you can relate these three figures with what you had seen in the video. So this is the Cartesian, this is the polar, and this is the delta. Okay. So this is what we were talking about. Someone is unmuted. In case there is no question, so I'd request you to kindly mute yourself. Okay. So that's what we talked when we were saying printer axis. So you can see here, this is your x-axis. So you have your x-axis.
ಆಕಿ ಮನೋಶ್ವರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾಳ ಆಕಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಆಕಿ ನೀವು
someone mic is muted, so kindly unmute it. So kindly mute yourself. Okay, I don't know if I can see who is unmuted. Okay. I hope the slide is visible.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. So we were talking about, again, let me go to the full screen mode. We were talking about this for a because this is this kind of configuration is the most easy to start with. So if you are making a 3D printer, so first is you try to do it with a gantry system. So this is most easy configuration, and this is what you had seen as the delta one. Now you see here, this is your X, this is your Y, and this is the Z. And we had written something like X top, Z stop and Y stop. So basically, when we look at the design, means when we go with the construction of a 3D printer, so we are talking about the movements, right? So that means this bed has to go along X, it has to move along Y, and it has to move along Z. So when it is moving, so there has to be some reference, means it has to stop somewhere, because every time it has to start, means it when it is moving, or whenever there is a movement, so that movement has to be with with some reference. So like when we say the coordinate system or the origin, so similarly here we provide some end stops. So basically these end stops are one of the important things. So after deciding the type of movement, and when we are saying as gantry or the Cartesian system, then we have to provide these kinds of end stops, because these provide for the reference, because the printer has to always find the home position. So if these end stops are not there, so printer would not be able to find the home position. So this is one of the important issues when we are talking about the printers. Now, going one step further, when we are saying that if we have to make a printer using a kit, so kit essentially is like that you will get a frame, you will get this extruder, you will get the control system, and you will get the display unit. So what you are seeing is the completely assembled unit, but this would come in like as a, so you will get the drawing and power supply, everything would be disassembled. So means you have to assemble this, means you will have to controller board, so you will have to plug the power supply, you will have to attach the display unit. So all this thing has to be done when you are ordering a kit. Now one of the most easily available or cheap kit is like Creality's Ender series. So you can even on Amazon these printers are available starting from some 15,000 to 30,000 also. So and you can also order the kits. So नाउ अगेन इट वुड सीम क्वाइट ऑब्वियस कि ठीक है ये किट है, और दूसरा इसमें यह है कि दीज आर आल्सो ओपन सोर्स. तो अगर आपको लगता है कि नहीं ये तो फ्रेम हम खुद से बना सकते हैं, ये बेड बना सकते हैं, ये सारी चीजें, सो for Ender series we have it open source, means all the drawings of the parts are available on like internet. So you can download all the files for this printer, you can get it, make those parts, and अब nozzle जैसे है तो nozzle you cannot make, so you will have to order or buy a nozzle for the extruder, and other parts can be fabricated otherwise. So the drawings are also available for these printers, like spool holder. So if you have to design the spool holder or the frame and so on, so those things would be available. One of the important issues for these 3D printers is leveling of the bed. And what do we mean by this bed leveling? Okay, I think it is taken later on. Okay, so I'll talk about this maybe slightly later, that what is the issue with leveling of the bed. Because what happens is when this extruder, तो ये एक्सट्रूडर जब इस पे बिल्ड प्लेटफॉर्म पे इट स्टार्ट्स डिपॉजिटिंग द मटेरियल, और so if it is not at same level, then there would be certain issues, means the print or the complete thing would start coming off, or it is just like if you are making something and it is not at the same level, so you would get a uneven surface, and then for the other thing, so that means it has to be very precise, or this kind of build on the build platform should be in a same level. And of course the other thing is that we have to use which software we are going to use, because ये जो tool head की जो movement है, like what we say as generate the G code, so this has to be done using some software or slicing software. So these softwares are also available for like open source. सो व्हाट वी आर सेइंग इज आपको किट मिलेगी, लेकिन आपको जो सॉफ्टवेयर या फर्मवेयर जो हम कहते हैं कि उसके जो क्या वो सर्किट डायग्राम्स रहेंगे, कौन से उसमें कैसे हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू मेक द कनेक्शंस. So these software and firmware are available for open source. So this does not come with a kit. So that you have to look and find from yourself. जनरली किट में क्या आता है, एक नोजल आती है विच इज जनरली ऑफ दिस साइज 0.4 mm. This is actually build area. So it comes like almost 200 or 190 180 mm. प्रिंट स्पीड इसमें जो मिलेगी, जो नॉर्मल अवेलेबल किट्स हैं, सो इट रेंजेस फ्रॉम 20 to 100 mm per second. Software that is compatible is Cura, which is again a open source and free software, and compatible materials are mostly only PLA and ABS. And offline printing is something like कि एक बार प्रिंट पावर अगर सपोज चली गई, फिर उसके बाद थोड़ी देर बाद पावर आई, तो पावर रिज्यूम फीचर इसको हम कहते हैं. So we say that this is also available. So this is like some of the components. This is how a control board look like. This is how a print head looks like. And this is these are the end stops X और Y और Z में जो हम end stops बोल रहे थे, ये stepper motor हैं जो कि use होंगी for the extruder or for the movement of the extruder or the build platform. A cooling unit is required because cooling is also to be required, and then these are the other tools that would be used. This is some of the basics over here, that when we are talking about 3D printing, so we go from a model which is actually so before we talk about some other terminology, so let us look at some of the basics of 3D printing also, which maybe may have been covered. So you start with a model, CAD model, and this is to be sliced, means you have to cut it in layers, because the 3D printer, it actually builds layer wise. So you can see the tool head depositing a layer. So you need a software to convert this model into slices, right? And then you go for the print. And this is only for the technology for the FDM machine that we are talking about. So this is what you are seeing as the slices, and then it will make in layers. And this is a schematic, or this is a for a fuse deposition modeling or FDM that we had seen. Okay, yeah. So let's talk about the 3D printer anatomy. This is a 5-minute video which actually talks about all the terms that are used for a 3D printer. And then means I'll show you the other slides where we are talking about the assembly and other components of this. So basically why we need a temperature sensors or these other components, because you know, for 3D printer, one of the important thing is that it should have that correct temperature. So as we generally say that when you are so when you make a jalebi or a puri, so what you do is that it has to be, the oil is to be at the right temperature. If the oil is cold, again those puris would not be coming up in a proper shape, or and if say oil is too hot, then again it cause burning. So same thing happens here, that you need to have the correct temperature. And again when we talk about the temperature, we are talking about two temperatures. एक तो टेम्परेचर होता है बेड का टेम्परेचर, मींस जहां पर डिपोजिशन होगा, सो द बेड इज आल्सो हीटेड. सो अगर बेड का टेम्परेचर ज़्यादा होगा तो क्या होगा कि आइदर दिस द पार्ट वुड नॉट स्टिक, मींस इट वुड काइंड ऑफ मेल्ट ओवर देयर, and if it is too low it would not stick properly. So bed temperature is also important. And second thing is the nozzle temperature. So nozzle temperature is because the material is extruded from the nozzle. Now if the nozzle is not heated, so actually there are heaters placed in the nozzle. So if the nozzle is not heated to the correct temperature, so the rate of extrusion of that material would not be proper. And because it's all like the material is being extruded, then this is being cooled on the build platform, and then it moves to other apart, and then you build another layer. So the temperature is a very important or the critical aspect for a 3D printer or a FDM machine. So that's why we need to have very precise sensors, and that's what we said in the temperature sensors. Somebody is unmuted again. Please mute yourself. Kindly mute yourself.
तो आ जाएंगे. ठीक है चलो खेलते हैं, चलो कब खेल लेते हैं.
Please unmute. Please mute all the candidates.
बड़ा लास्ट है बस बंद है. इसका तो मैं बना के भेज दूंगा सब. ठीक है, वो हमें कब बनाएगा, एक रिलीज है वो देखूं, और रिलीज में ध्यान नहीं, ये तो रह गया था मार्केट के एक का फोन आया मेरे पास, यानी वो क्या बोलते हैं अपने शेयर.
अमित सर अनम्यूट कर लो अपने को. गौरव सर आवाज नहीं आ रही. नहीं अमित सर.
Okay, okay.
ओके सर.
Yeah, maybe.
सर कैनी काफी कैंडिडेट्स हैं, अपना
Sorry,
वेबकैम चालू कर. ऑल द कैंडिडेट्स प्लीज ऑन योर कैमरा फॉर 1 minute, only for 1 minute.
Yeah, even it's better for me. I'll also have a look at all the participants.
Yes sir, we also want to. Okay sir, start करिए आप.
Okay, thank you. So I hope it is okay till this part. I'll play. So for the video means you were getting the audio.
नहीं, only video.
I no, I just played a video, so you were getting the
Okay.
audio
Yes,
earlier.
sir.
Okay. So basically, this timing belts, this acts like the gear. So here we are talking about the tooth profile and the tooth pitch, pitch of the tooth. So this timing belt again, it is an important component. So we had seen linear bearings, then timing belts, stepper motor. Now, the electronics part of it, so this is the main board or the controller board. तो controller board का इसमें क्या role रहता है? Because you have some heaters and you have the cooling unit and you have these stepper motors. So basically all the movements are controlled using this controlling board, and even because we said that the bed has to attain some temperature. So when you are heating the bed, so अगर इसमें सेंसर नहीं लगा होगा और सेंसर would not specify what is the temperature, and then it has to cut off the supply to the heater, means अगर suppose 220 तक 180 डिग्री सेल्सियस तक बेड को जाना है, so after that the supply should cut off, means the heater should turn off. Similarly for the extruder, it should reach certain temperature and after that supply has to cut off. So basically you need a controller board to decide all this, so that the sensor gives the input that okay, this is the temperature, this is attained, and then it has to cut off the supply. So then the next part is, so this was the hardware. Then the next part is the software or the firmware that we say. So basically this works on a G code, like you have G codes for the CNC machine. So even these entry level printers or these low cost printers, they work on the G code. So G code is actually the movement of these for the stepper motors. So you had seen that there was a movement of the build platform or there was movement of the this tool head or the extruder. So these movements are controlled using the G code, and G codes drive your stepper motors. Okay. Other thing that you see over here is like you see that this wall, it is not fully dense, means it is not laying material all over, rather it is just laying material in certain fashion. So what kind of fashion is required? This is called as the infill pattern. So again, this is what we give in the program, that how what should be the infill pattern. So software would actually decide कि ये जो अंदर how the because it is something like whether you want it fully dense or whether you want inside to be in somewhat a honeycomb fashion, जैसे जो छत्ता होता है मधुमक्खी का honeycomb. So you see that it is hollow inside. So same way this part is actually it is kind of hollow from inside. Now, what kind of pattern is required to be generated in this? So this would be done in the software. And again, this has a very, this is important step here, means what kind of pattern we require inside, depending on what is the strength that we need for the part. So infill pattern is again important thing, and this is being done in the software. So you can see this is what we were talking about overhang. So like if we look at the layer over here, so there was no material under this. So if it was a single nozzle or single extruder, so it can take up small overhangs. But अगर ये overhang थोड़ा ज़्यादा बड़ा होता तो then it would not be able to deposit that material in air. तो यहाँ जैसे इस तरह से आपने slightly ये ब्रिज देखा तो ये भी एक overhang है. So these low cost printer are able to take small overhangs, but अगर ये बहुत ज़्यादा होता है तो then it is difficult. एक जो कॉमन प्रॉब्लम है 3D प्रिंटर्स में क्या होता है कि व्हेन यू आर मेकिंग दिस पार्ट और डिपॉजिटिंग दिस पार्ट ऑन द 3D प्रिंटर, तो क्या हो रहा है कि सपोज दिस इज द पार्ट, राइट? नाउ व्हेन इट रीचेस टू दिस हाइट, तो क्या हुआ कि ये जो लेयर है बाय द टाइम इट रीचेस अप टू दिस हाइट, so this layer has already cooled, so it starts cooling and then it tries to come off the bed. तो अब ये क्या है कि अगर सपोज ये बेड से मींस इट स्टार्ट्स रिमूविंग इटसेल्फ फ्रॉम द बेड, मींस इट ट्राइज टू गेट unattached from the bed. So now x, y and z, so all distances are calculated. So if there is a slight tilt in this, means if this part starts coming off like this, so then what happens, the complete build is actually destroyed. So this is one of the common problem, and when we are designing this 3D printer, so we have to take care of this issue, which is called as the warping. So that was all about some of the. Uh, 1 second, I'll take a pause for a second. हाँ, हाँ. नहीं ये MNIT का ब्रांच है, SBI.
के सेशन बहुत ही ज्यादा बोरिंग थे, ये काफी इंफॉर्मेटिव सेशन है.
हाँ
पर
हाँ.
बात बनती नंबर.
अच्छा, मैं एक बार चेक कर लेता हूँ.
पहले दिन बड़ा इंटरेस्ट होना मेरे, दूसरे दिन सारी वही चीज चला दी किसी और बंदे ने ना.
Okay, sorry, I had to take this call. I'll resume the session now. So, okay, so we just looked at some basic terminology related to 3D printers, and now talking about some of the common issues before we actually look at some other components and step-by-step process. And of course, I'll not kind of linger in too much. We'll try to see means what are the essential parts or the things. तो सबसे पहले तो एक जो मेजर इशू जो आता है दैट इज अबाउट द लेवलिंग ऑफ द प्रिंटर बेड. तो नाउ इफ यू सी दिस पर्टिकुलर one second. So if you see this figure, so this is actually a part that means layers that have been printed on this build platform. So you can see over here you have a different texture, means the print is smooth over here, and at this part the print is very rough. So what has actually happened that it is not printing on the same level. So due to that, the layers that were below this have started kind of coming off, or there is a difference in the level of the layers. So one of the important thing when we are talking about with the 3D printer is that the printer bed has to be leveled. Now what so level plate, we are saying that initially the first layer, so these are consistent resulting in nicely squished lines all the way through. And non-level bed, what happens is or why it happens, because the filament means the material that is being deposited, it does not stick to the build surface in all the places. So at some places the material is actually started coming off from the build plate, or it can happen that filament is leaving the nozzle in some places. So means it is not in contact with the nozzle at some places, or filament height and width varies across the build surface. So it's possible that the height and width of the filament is also varying across the surface, or the gap between the lines of filament varies across the build surface. And so this is something like when bed leveling. So this is actually an issue, that is the distance between the nozzle and the build platform. So if the nozzle is or if the platform is far from the nozzle, means imagine that this is a kind of a uneven surface. So if it is slightly tilted like this, and the nozzle when it is moving, so here the gap of the nozzle from the build plate is more and here it is less. So I want it the distance of the nozzle should be same from the build plate at all the places. So when it is too close, so you get lines that are kind of sticking together. When it is at the right distance, so it is something like we get a very good build print quality. And when the nozzle is kind of far from the build plate, maybe it is slightly tilted like this. So here the distance between the nozzle and the build platform is more. So when it is laying the material, so naturally the build quality would vary like this. So the signs that gap is too small is that first layer is barely visible or very thin, and filament extrudes onto the build plate and filament gathers on the nozzle. Means filament would actually start gathering around the nozzle itself, and the nozzle gap, if it is too large, so filament does not stick to the build surface, or filament comes out like in the spaghetti form. So when you actually assemble a 3D printer, so means after you have done this assembly, so one of the important thing that you have to check is that the bed has to be in a, or the platform, like with the spirit level, the masons, they check the level of the wall. So same thing is to be done over there for a 3D printer also, that the build platform it has to be at the right level. So if the bed leveling is not done, so then it would lead to issues and ultimately you will not get the print. And then there are different, of course, like different ways to check, means you insert a sheet of paper between the nozzle and the bed, and then you see whether it is like a uniform distance at different places. So there would be different ways to check this and do the correction. These are some 3D printing softwares that are available. Again, these are open source or free of cost. Now quickly talking about the assembly procedure, that when you order this kit, so how do you go about assembling this? So the first step is that we need to go for the Z-axis assembly. So you can see the lead screws over here, and then this is say the frame. So basically you start with the Z-axis. So first is assemble the Z-axis. Then after Z-axis, then we move to the Y-axis. So the order is something like Z, Y and X. And when we are doing this Y-axis assembly, so we need to take care that spacing between the longest screws must be good for bearings, otherwise it would not move smoothly. And tooth belt must be tight. So the belt that we are using over there, the timing belt or the tooth belt, so there should be proper tension. So you need to check for the tension and the slackness of the belt. So first go for, means you have already ordered the kit. So all these motors, lead screws, frame, everything comes in that kit. So now you start assembling. So of course it would come with the instruction, but this is a general protocol that is followed. That first we start with the Z-axis assembly, then we go with the Y-axis, and in Y-axis then we check that there is a proper tension or the slackness in the belt, and spacing between the screws must be good. Otherwise the bearings, it would not move properly. And then finally, so Z, Y and X axis. Then so after assembling this Z, Y and X axis, then we go for the assembly of the bed. And so of course blue tape or something, so that is some other essentials, not very important. To Y-axis, screw heating bed, means the bed is called as the heating bed because the build platform is also being heated. Because if the so it is just like when you are pouring the batter into that oil pan. So if the oil is not hot, then it would not kind of heat treat the material. So similarly, when the material is extruded, so there is a heater in the extruder nozzle, and there is also a heater in the bed. So the bed temperature is also heated. So the Y-axis metal plates is attached with the screws and springs. And again, here we are talking about the gantry kind of 3D printer, not the Delta type or the Polar type or the Scara type. Then similarly for the extruder, we screw the extruder with 3 screws. So basically there would be 3 screws that you can see in over here. So we use, because actually again this is the movement for the extruder. So there are 3 screws, 2 X-axis, and make sure that these are tight, because any movement in the extruder head, relative movement, so it would cause the print or means material not to be deposited. And of course fan has to be fixed over there. Then this you can see like what we were talking about, the end stop. So this here you see an end stop. End stop is actually used. So for X-axis we place it near the extruder. For Y-axis we place it near to the motor or on the back of the printer, and for Z-axis place end stop above one of the Z-axis motor. So end stops ये क्या है कि you had seen when the printer is or the head is moving, so it has to start from some position at every time. So it takes a reference. So end stops, it actually decides that okay, this is your starting point for X, Y and Z. And what should be the location for these end stops? That is what is being said here. So naturally, when you are going for assembly, at that time you can refer to the slides or you will look at the manual. But we have to understand that any problem with this would lead to faulty working of the printer. Then of course the other thing is about the connections, means you have the controller board. So for the controller board means you will have to do this connections. So connections for say the heaters or for the fans or other components of the 3D printer. So whether it is the stepper motors or fans, and so how you have to do is, so that would it would show that circuit diagram and like where these have to be plugged in. Then other thing is about the power supply that comes with this kit. And we have to be careful about this power supply. Means it has to, this power supply is for the control board. So like what should be the positive and negative connections, that is what we are saying. Then the other component is like the display and the control board. So you also need power supply for this display control board. This is a very important part because all the movements are controlled using this display board, and even the temperature would be recorded from this display board. So display board is again one of the important component of this 3D printer. So you can see frame, you can see the stepper, and then this is say the display board. And of course the spool holder means how do you hold the filament. So spool holder again it can be designed. And when we talk about the software, so Cura is one of the software which is used for making the G codes. And again, this is free, and means most of the kits that you order. So Cura is compatible with those kits. And Cura is actually that software which will help you to convert your the sliced data into the G codes. G codes would be required for the motion of the stepper motors. And set these are some of the settings that could be given for the printer. So like layer height, so this is 0.2 to 0.25 mm could be done. Then shell thickness 0.8 mm, then bottom and top thickness 0.4 to 0.6. Fill density, print speed is generally taken as 40 mm per second. Printing temperature again, generally for these entry level printer we are saying only ABS or PLA material, but if you are going for some more materials, then printing temperature would depend on that. Similarly for the bed temperature, diameter of the nozzle, filament, so this is 1.75, flow rate 100%, and nozzle size is 0.4 mm. This is another quick video for, I think, so this talks about some other basics for the assembly. So let me quickly play this video. So low cost printers again maker. So this is for a reference. So if you are not sure which printer or which kit to be ordered, so MakerBot and Ultimaker. So these are some of the means well established names and means more reliable. We already know this 3D printing process. I'll skip this. We are talking about the FDM only. We are not talking about SLA or any other technology here. These are the different materials that could be used with the ABS or with the FDM. So this is important, like you see as a Delta printer here or a RepRap printer with a gantry or a SLA1. Now, if you are really a beginner and you do not have a CAD software, maybe you are from some other, not to a mechanical branch. So Google SketchUp is another CAD software, means very user friendly. So you can start with a Google SketchUp to make your CAD models. Or of course, Autodesk Fusion 360 is available, and other can also be made for like open source. Google SketchUp is the open source software. Uh, these are very important resources. Like sometimes you want to print something and you are not sure. So many of these files are means you are not maybe very good at CAD. So you can download all these files or the .stl files, which is just the format that is required by a 3D printer. So .stl files are available on these resources, Thingiverse and My Mini Factory. You can download all these means CAD files from here. So we were talking about some slicing software. So Makerware, Cura and Simplify 3D. These are the slicing software which actually creates the G code, and the most compatible one is the Cura. So MakerBot software means the format means slice. These are the slicing software. So Cura and Simplify 3D, they have this output as G code, or so can be used by any printer. But MakerBot have this extension as a MakerBot, so it can work only on the MakerBot printer. Again, this bed type is also a very important component for, because ultimately when you are making this part, so this has to be done on the bed. So either we can have a glass bed, or it could be what is called as a painter's tape bed. So means you are using, so what is important about this bed is, because the part has to stick on this bed. So basically we use acetone, means you provide a layer of this, or simply use some acetone, spread acetone on this glass bed. And why it is important? Because when the material is being extruded from the nozzle, it has to stick on the surface. Now the surface has to be such that, one is that it should be leveled, and at the same time it should allow the sticking of the part on the surface. So we use acetone, and then on that acetone on a glass bed, so that acts as a, so this is what we are calling as a glass bed, or some other bed can be made using some kind of different tapes. So the problem is like on the glass bed, actually part is sticking to the bed only, means or directly on this surface. Whereas if it is painter's tape bed, the part is sticking onto this painter's tape, and you can actually remove, means this can be removed off, means once it is used, so it can be removed, but the bed, if there is any scratches or something, because the part is sticking, and when you are trying to remove the part, so it is possible that it would harm the surface. So then the whole bed actually is to be replaced. But in the painter's tape bed, you don't have to remove the complete surface or the bed. Only the surface where the part sticks can be removed. So you can see like here, this is like less material is being placed here, more material comparatively less. So this is called as the infill percentage, and this is like we can have something varying from 10 to 35 and 2 to 4 bottom and top layers, depending on what is the layer that we are talking about, and whether it is at the periphery or at the inside and so on. Sorry. Okay. So basically, when we are talking about the orientation, so you can see in this orientation, it is using more support material, whereas in this orientation, it uses very little amount of support. Anyways, for entry-level printers, we are saying that we are not using the support material, so it's not very important here. So finally, these are some of the resources, means you would have the slides. So Shapeways, My Mini Factory, GrabCAD, GeekFab, PinShape, Shapeado, Thingiverse, you imagine Instructables. So Instructables, you will find all the tutorials, means each and everything related to whether it is assembly, or when you are, or whether you are doing a printer from the scratch. So you can look at these resources, and means everything, or you will get all the information over there. So